And thanks to Anonymous for donating $30. That will feed 3 families of 4. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
That helps a lot. Well, Brian.
Well, I don't know where we left at, but I'm gonna start here and to explain a little bit of the Mexican background. And the reason why Mexico is so awesome is because it's, as many other countries, their ancient civilizations left their roots to Mexican people, and those are Toltec, Mayan, Aztec, Olmec, just to name a few, and some other historic events. One of the major ones was the event of the Spanish colonization of Asian native people. So native people had to adopt Spanish language, religion, and culture. Because of this, we have kind of like an European mix and Mexican Asian beliefs, and also later on United States, some to the culture that developed Mexico today. Next up, to understand more Mexican stuff, we have to go into their lifestyle. And Mexican, for the most part, are easygoing people, just like me, of course. And we like to meet people just randomly or just go to with neighbors. And also, we are involved in lots of parties because of that. So, but we have a sense of responsibility when it comes to family members, and that even extends to cousins or close friends. Similarly, we have a strong sense of responsibility when it comes to our jobs, maybe because of our competitive nature, but don't worry, we're still the same easygoing people and easy approachable people. Next, we have what I think is the best for you guys, because if you go to Mexico sometime, you want to know a couple traditions, right? So let's start off with the first one. That is El Día de los Muertos, and also known here as the Day of the Dead. The Day of the Dead is a celebration right after Halloween, and we celebrate Halloween too, though, because of the United States culture. But on November 1st and 2nd, in Mexico, we create altars for those who passed away, and we decorate those altars with their favorite foods and some other treats, because the belief is that during this time, the people who pass away can come in the house and check how the families are doing, and also enjoy the food that the people, their family left there. So that's awesome and a really great tradition. It's emotional, but if also it's fun to experience. Next up, we have Las Posadas. Las Posadas, it's a religious commemoration of the journey of Mary and Joseph from Nazareth to Bethlehem. And in Mexico, it's celebrated a little before Christmas. And people try to recreate this moment by walking by with candles and singing prayers, as well as singing just to enjoy people, to give thanks, and at the end you'll have some punch and some homemade food that people prepare for this event. So very happy event that you should not miss if you go to Mexico during those times. The third one on this slide is Cinco de Mayo, or May 5th. This is more like a historical event that is known as La Batalla de Puebla, or the Battle of Puebla in English, where in the year 1862, Puebla was invaded by French people, and citizens of Puebla defended successfully for 62 days against these French, and then French just decided to go for other reasons. But we celebrate that we stay there strong, even though we were considered like not a very strong military, and we won overall. That's why we celebrate this, and we have kind of like these colorful dresses that you can see on the bottom picture, and some costumes for the guys too. And there is a lot of traditions, so I put 2 slides, and I think you know the first one, Las Quinceañeras. Basically, just marks the transition of a lady to another woman, and a long time ago, this was to represent that the lady was ready to marry or to do something in society that will represent it as another stage of her life. But nowadays, it's just a celebration to commemorate this moment of the woman getting into adulthood. Next, we have another historic event. It's called September 16 or 16 de septiembre, which is the independence of Mexico. This happened on 1810. Miguel Hidalgo Castilla, one of the leaders of the revolution, independence, I'm sorry, just screamed to encourage Mexicans to get independence. This is known as the Cry of Dolores. And during this commemoration, the president of Mexico screams good things in the presidential palace, Mexico City, and then Mexicans will be like, hooray for every good thing that the president say. But just to make it in Spanish, so you know, this is a live stream. In during this time, it's a live stream that they do, or you can come in person. But if you go in person, the president will say something like, "Viva el patrimonio cultural," and then Mexicans will be like, "Viva!" So that's fun, and I recommend to attend in person. It's more fun. You get to taste food. You get to meet people, and so yeah, really good time. Finally, our last tradition that I have for the presentation is the Dia de los Reyes Magos, or the Three Kings Day, also known as Epiphany. Well, the Three Kings Day is celebrated on January 6th. It represents when Jesus was born, and then the three kings traveled to give him gifts. And we commemorate this by making a bread, like crown-like, with Mexican candy. And here's no, not the catch, but the special thing. There is little plastic figures that represent the baby Jesus inside of a bread. And if you happen to get one of those figures, it means that you're gonna be blessed, because you're kind of like the godfather, representing like that time in history. And because you're the godfather of Jesus, you have to give him something. So later on, on February 2nd, you either have to put your house, food, or drinks to have a big party and celebrate Jesus. So that's very fun. Now, I believe if you travel to Mexico, you have to know some landmarks here. And I put in the first slide landmarks that relate to historical places. The first one is Chichen Itza, to represent one of the civilizations here in Mexico, in the south of Mexico, the state of Yucatan. Then in Mexico City, we have El Palacio de las Bellas Artes, which is an important place in Mexico City, and you can find a lot of history there too. Then we have La Plaza de las Tres Culturas, or in English, I don't think this makes sense in English, but it's kind of like the Mall of Three Cultures, where there is three different cultures, and you can see the history of them. It's Central America, also known as Mesoamerica in Spanish, the Spanish culture, and the culture nowadays in Mexico. And the picture is like the one on the bottom right, so you can see a little bit of there. And then on the bottom left, we have Las Pirámides de Teotihuacan, which are just pyramids of the civilization Teotihuacan in Mexico City. It's located on the border, so you can use Google Maps to find it if you want to. Next, we have some more touristic landmarks. I know that you like to travel, enjoy the sun, the beaches, and everything that is in Mexico, because it's honestly, it's pretty beautiful. And I decided to not put the typical Cancun, Quintana Roo, because you know that already. So I put the first one is located in Sinaloa, the west of Mexico, and that is El Malecón de Mazatlan. It's like this coastal area where there is hotels, you can enjoy the beach, and there is a lot of things to do there. So I recommend visiting there. Or if you are like in the marine side of knowing the marine animals in Mexico, you can go to the Islas Marietas in Nayarit, and you'll find whales, dolphins, and some other marine animals. And these circular-like structures that we see in the picture of the top right. Next, we have El Bosque de Chapultepec, which is on the bottom left. This is more like a recreational park in Mexico, and you can find a lot of museums here. Some like some to do exercise, and you can even travel around the lake. It's a really fun place to relax with your family or just have a fun time. Then on the bottom right, we have Xochimilco, which is on the south of Mexico City. And if you go to the ecological part of Xochimilco, there is these like boats, Mexican decorated boats that are pretty awesome. And if you get on one of the rides, they will explain all like the little stories, such as La Llorona, which I'm sure you know about it. And if not, you should watch some documentaries. It's very interesting. Next slide. Awesome. We also have a lot of dances, but I just decided to put 4 to not make this long. The one here that represents us is the bottom left corner picture. It's known as Jarabe Tapatío from Guadalajara, Jalisco. And this is where mariachis and ladies with those long dresses are identified in this kind of Mexican style culture. Yeah, culture music. So, yeah, and also, if you want me to scream some mariachi, you should donate at least $10, and I will do it for you. Well, continuing, since no one is ready yet, we have La Polka Norteña from the north, which is the right of the picture of the bottom. Here we have kind of like these big hats representing that dance, and pretty unique to watch. Then we have La Danza de los Viejitos, which is traditional from Michoacan, and they are kind of like represent how the old people will dance, and they even dress like old people. And the dances are very slow, but as it continues, it goes very fast, and it's very fun to see. Then we have one of my hometown, Mérida, Yucatan, dances known as the jarana. And here we have the dresses on the top right, white with flowers, which represent kind of like their culture. And it's a slow dancers, but very fun and a happy time. Next, to wrap up, I'm just gonna present a couple of foods that you shouldn't miss. You shouldn't miss if you go to Mexico. One of the typical ones are el mole, and this is kind of like dressing. It can be either very spicy or sweet, and you usually have it with rice and some tortillas. We on the bottom left, we have the pozole. The pozole is kind of like a corn-like dish that you serve with radish, lettuce, and to spice it up, you put lemon, and it's just awesome. You should try it because you can have any time this pozole in any state of Mexico. One of the traditional dishes. Oh, look at that! They want me to scream like a mariachi. Thank you, MC for donating $10. It will feed a family of 4. Okay, let me get mentally ready because it's like a high pitch.
You got this.
Okay. That's kind of like in the Paris of Mexico.
Beautiful, Brian. Beautiful.
In the Paris of Mexico, they contract mariachis and then they kind of like go with their guitars and they kind of start like screaming like this. Ay, caramba! So, yeah. And it's very fun. You should go to Mexico City to find more. Why? But yeah. Continuing with the Mexican food though, we have chiles en nogada on the top right corner, and this is a traditional dish from Puebla. It's stuffed peppers with a white dressing and dragon fruit as like decoration, and nuts, and I think that's cilantro. So really cool and delicious food to taste. And one of the traditional dishes from Merida, Yucatan, is the cochinita pibil, which is kind of like pulled pork, but it's spiced up and with pickled onions on a tortilla to make it a taco. It's just awesome. It's stunningly great.
You're making us hungry, Brian.
I know. That's my purpose. So you should go to Mexico. Don't hesitate to go.
You're nice, so
Yeah, you and I.
you'll be able to try Brian's food personally.
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Yeah. Also, for my second slide, it's more like food that you can find everywhere. And well, the huarache, we have the huarache, which is kind of like long tortilla with green pork and cheese, lettuce, and some heavy cream. So it's really nice. Then we have las empanadas, which are kind of like, I think it's similar to the tacos that you see in Taco Bell, but it's not because it's more soft and they're stuffed with either cheese inside or grind beef, and then you put either salsa on top, cheese, or whatever you like. Then we have enchiladas, which are just like usually they're made of chicken inside, and then wrap up and put some salsa on top. And this salsa should be spicy. It can be either red or green, depending on the tomatoes that you use. And you can spice it up with radish and lettuce on top. And then we have tlayudas, which is just like tlayudas is the big tortilla on the bottom that you can spice it up with whatever you like. You can put lamb, beef, pork, and then put some veggies like lettuce and tomatoes. Next, we have
Yeah, they are, dude.
they are to your ass, of course. Next, we have some Mexican candy that you might not know of, but if you go to Mexico, I think you can find this everywhere. And let's start with the top corner picture in the left, and that is the cocadas. Because they're cocadas because they're made of coconut, and coconut in Spanish is coco, so cocadas. And they're pretty great to taste. You can find it in any traditional candy store. And similarly, we have like these people selling randomly in the streets the camotes at the right of that picture of the cocadas. And these are candies made of sweet potato. But be careful, some of those sweet candies have some alcoholic content. So you gotta check if they don't have.
Oh, thank you so much for the donation.
Thank you, Anonymous, for the donation.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for the
That's
$20. That will feed 2 families of 4. And because of that, I guess I could do the second version of the screen. This is kind of, I don't know why, but if you roll your R's, they kind of like do like a motor sound, like. Yeah.
Amazing.
And yeah. So, well, on the top, bottom left corner, we have the mazapan, which is a nutty candy. Thank you. trying to do my best here.
You're doing great, man. You're doing great.
And then on the bottom right corner, we have something that you can find in any Mexican store that sells candy, and there is obleas with stuff with caramel, but it's not really caramel because this is made of evaporated milk, burnt instead of like just sugar burnt to make caramel. So yeah, it tastes a little different. And next, this is my last slide. So next we're gonna have Tamiya with her presentation.
Yes. Hey everyone, my name is Tamia. Just as I've said before, I will be doing my presentation on the country of Haiti. And a little disclaimer, I am not from Haiti, but my grandparents on my mom's side are Haitian, are from Gonaïve, Haiti. And before I even go into it, your presentation was amazing. I enjoyed it. Hopefully,
It was really fun.
yeah, it was awesome. And hopefully I can go to Mexico one day and experience all these beautiful cultural things about this country.
If you join ISO, Brian will take us all to Mexico one day.
I'm
I hope so. If I become rich.
Traveling is not cheap. Okay, so yes, I will be doing Haiti, and to start off the presentation, I wanted to open it up with a quote from Michael Arden, and it reads, "Haiti is a proud nation, rich in heritage and spirituality. How they have been able to not only survive, but thrive is a testament to how the Haitian people..." Oh, we got a $50 donation from Anonymous. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. You still want to do your, you want to do your screen?
Sure. Okay. Okay. Let's do it.
Yeah.
At this point, the public wants it, man.
Yeah,
They probably just an anything. I'm screaming like a mariachi. I should have brought my hat and costume of mariachi then.
Okay. Okay, so I'll start off like how they have been able to not only survive but thrive is a testament to how the Haitian people have come together to rebuild, create new families, and care for one another. I chose this quote because I thought it explained Haiti in the most profound way, in such a beautiful way. Next slide, please. Thank you so much. Okay, before I start on this slide, I got a little story for y'all. So when I was in the fifth grade, we were learning about slavery, and it stopped. I'm like, so my ancestors were slaves. So I'm like, okay. So I went home and I asked my mother, "Ma, what country of Africa are we from?" And she said, "We're not." And I'm like, what? I was like, but I'm black. So and she said, "You are, but you're not from Africa." And I'm like, okay, so where are we from? And she said, "We're from Haiti." And I was like, what the heck is that? Where is that? And I had no idea what Haiti was. So, and my mom told me about this amazing country, and ever since then, I've been wanting to learn more about it. And as you guys can see from the two pictures, it's located in the West Indies. And that area is comprised of many islands such as Jamaica, Trinidad, Bahamas, Dominican Republic, and Haiti. And it is located in between the Caribbean Sea and North Atlantic. It also occupies the western part of the island of Hispaniola. And as you know, that island is shared by two countries, and that is Haiti and Dominican Republic. And I thought it was just amazing on how one little island can share two distinctly different countries. And I thought that was really amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
it is
crazy.
awesome.
They got one side that speaks Spanish and one that speaks a fresh-based language called Haitian Creole, which I'll get into later. Next slide, please. Thank you so much. So I feel the most important part about Haiti is how they gained their independence. And this is not your ordinary independence story, if you will. So what makes it so unique is that, yes, they did abolish slavery that was forced upon them by the French colonial rule in Saint Dominique. But what makes it so unique is that it was three firsts, if that makes sense. So they were the first Black-led republic. They were the first Black nation to gain independence ever. And they were also the first Latin country established in Latin America. And I was like, dang, my people are cool. I ain't gonna lie. They cool. I'm repping my shirt, by the way. It says Haitian Girl on it. Just want to make sure I'm repping my people today. I rep my people today. And thank you. And on the 1st of January, 1804, that was the day Haitians gained their independence from French colonial rule. And that the fight, or the revolt, what the significant fight was called the Haitian Revolution, and that took place from 1791 to 1804, and it was led by self-liberated slaves. And after that, the country was led, it was the first country led by former slaves as well. And I thought that was just amazing. Next slide, please. Thank you so much. And that leads me to our very first tradition, and that is Haitian Independence Day. And it is celebrated the same day we gain independence, which is January 1st. And it is just a day of celebration of how we gained our independence and freedom from slavery as well. And I had to ask my mom some questions about this day as well. And she told me that on this special day, they have a dish called, Mom, I'm sorry for my pronunciation if you're watching, I'm sorry. It's called soup jumu, and it is a soup with vegetables like carrots. There's carrots, squash, potatoes, and there's also meat in it as well. And it is just a dish that's they eat with the family. And I heard my mom say it's mostly the young people do that. That's what they do, but most of the time it's families. And as you can see from the picture, this is just a glimpse of what it is and what it's all about. Next slide, please. Thank you so much. And this tradition is my favorite. It is my favorite. And it is called Haiti Carnival, or as they say in Haitian Creole, Mama, I'm sorry for my pronunciation again, but it's Carnaval. And it takes place over the course of 3 days. And this year, it started on the 27th of February and ended on the 1st of March. And it takes place in the capital of Haiti, which is Port-au-Prince. And it's just a day full of dancing, music, parades, and really striking, colorful, vibrant costumes, as you can see from the pictures represented right there. And so they start in the capital of Port-au-Prince, and all the participants of the parade march all the way to the National Palace, which is this huge, beautiful white building. It's just gorgeous. And as you can see, like, there's some costumes that are scarier or a little than others. I remember reading about the one represented on the top left. I remember kids said, well, adults that are not adults today, that were kids then, they said that these costumes scared the heck out of them when they were kids. And I know that was a core memory for most Haitians that celebrated this, but that's just a part of the experience. Next slide, please. Thank you so much. This slide right here, so there were a lot of dances I could have chose from, but I wanted to go with my top two, and that was compa and congo. And those are my favorite dances researching. So for compa, that's the dance represented by the two top pictures. And compa is a very romantic dance. Okay, so I had to pick some pictures that were more kid friendly, because I don't know who's watching, because they can be a little rolly, if you know what I mean, a little more adult, yeah. So I picked some pictures that were a little more appropriate to see. And as you can see, this dance incorporates two people, and they hold each other romantically. And some, like I said, most people are just like, they all love on each other sometimes. I'm just like, okay. And but that is the most popular dance in Haitian culture, and it's derived. Yes. It's a sexy dance, yeah. and it is. And it's derived from merengue de salon, and that is kind of like how you say it, like Haitian merengue. And as you can probably see, you can see how much Spanish influence has affected this culture as well. You can see a lot of Spanish influence. And yeah, and it's all in the hips too, and they dance to compa music. That's what it's called. The music is also called compa. And so it's very slow pace, and it's similar to a merengue step, but you're gliding with the music with your partner, and you just feel the music and you just glide with the music. And it's all in the hips. It's all in the hips. And if I go to my second dance, Congo, I want to get a Congo skirt so bad, guys. Like, it's bad. I want a Congo skirt so bad. I want a skirt so bad, because they're just beautiful. They're so gorgeous. And this dance is a folkloric dance, and it has more of a spiritual root in it. And most of the time they use it for spiritual rituals such as voodoo, or they use it for Roman Catholicism, which are the two major religions in that country. And sometimes they also mix it as well. They combine the two. And this dance also represents the beauty and majesty of the Haitian people. And this is more of a fast-paced dance. The whole duration of the dance is usually danced by females. And they move their hips to the side with their shoulders, and they have their skirts in hand the whole time. And even men do it too. It can be a two-person dance, but primarily it is danced by the females. Slide, please. Thank you so much. Okay, this is my favorite slide. I probably have to say it's the food.
Yeah.
I heard that most of the best things about culture is the food.
Experience
yeah.
a whole culture through their food, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah. And so I'm just gonna describe the most popular foods in in Haiti right now. Like if you were to get takeout from like the lower 48 or like Florida, where most of the Haitians are, this is what you would see in your takeout box right here. And the first one is pickles. Mom, I'm sorry for my pronunciation. I'm sorry. But it's called pickles, and that is a spicy cabbage. I call it Haitian ketchup because they put it on everything. Oh, okay. I'm glad I got to educate about it. Thank you. Okay, and so yes, they put it on everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. It's literally their ketchup. Yeah. And it is spicy, so just be mindful of that. And the next one, and that is represented on the top left image right there. And the older the pickles are, the better they taste. I remember my grandpa came to Alaska to come visit us, and he made some pickles for us. And when he left, that jar was in our pantry for months. And I was like, Mom, are we gonna throw this away? And she was like, no. And I'm like, isn't it? She said, no, that's how you, that's what you do. Just let them marinate and just sit there. And the older they are, the better they taste. And for the next one is griot, and that is Haitian fried pork, which is represented on the picture on the bottom left. And what that is yes, it's fried pork, and it is more on the drier side, and it's about that big. It's not that, it's like about that big. And you put pickles on top of it to kind of give it that moisture that it needs, and also the spice. The next one is dirigeon, which is black rice. Diri is rice, and jean is mushroom. And the mushroom is what gives it its black color. And as you can see, there are some peas in it. Some Haitians put peppers in it as well. And my mom told me when she was a child, her mom would make this dish, and one of the things she remembered was the smell. Y'all, it did not smell good. It did not smell good. My mom did not enjoy the smell at all, but it was so worth it because it was good. It was delicious. So it was all worth it. And the very last one that I have is called banan pese, which means pressed banana, but they're plantains. And what they do, they crush it and they fry it. And as you can see, there are pickles on top of it. At first, when I saw that, I was like, that looked kind of, it just looked kind of weird because I'm like, spicy cabbage on plantains.
Oh, it's really good.
Yeah?
I'm telling you.
Okay. Yeah, and that's like I said, they put it on everything and it tastes good. Thank you. Side, please. Thank you so much. So this is my last slide for you guys today. And it's all about the language. And I have to say, this is probably one of the most unique language I've heard. And the official language is called Haitian Creole, or as they say in Haitian Creole, Creole. Emphasis on the yol part. And where this language developed was on sugarcane plantations during slavery times, and it was made up between French and West African interactions, and they became one language. And they also have like Spanish, Portuguese roots as well. So it's just a whole bunch of languages into one, but it is French based. And before I close out today, I want to teach you guys a phrase. Just one. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So if you ever do go to Haiti or you ever run into someone who is Haitian, they're going to greet you like this. They're going to say, sac passe. And you would say, not boule. So if I say sac passe, what do you say?
Not boule.
Yeah, there you go. And what they're asking you, they're saying, how are you doing? What's up, man? You would say, sac passe. It means I'm hot, I'm good, and I'm okay. And so that is the end of my presentation, guys. I'm so glad I got to educate you guys about this fabulous culture. And as they say in Haiti, merci. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your beautiful presentation. Right now, we're going to have a quick break. So give us a moment and we'll be back.
Not boule.
Not boule.
Hello there. While the event is transitioning, let's explain what the drawing and storytelling activity is about. Drawing and storytelling is an activity where participants have to create a little story by first choosing a landmark as a background. Next, they will write sentences in small pieces of paper that will be put into a container to shuffle them and create an interesting story using the landmark as the story background. In the meantime, a storyteller will be chosen. However, the storyteller will not draw for that round, but is allowed to look at what the participants are doing to create an interesting story. Participants will be seated in a round table, and the number of papers grabbed are decided by the amount of odd numbers between participants. Participants then will be divided between sentence illustrators and connectors. Sentence illustrators will draw from the container a random piece of paper, and connectors will use their imagination to connect the illustrations to create a fun story. Then the storyteller can choose the order in which to start the story, start interpreting it, and enjoy the creativity of the participants. Taking count for each round, a different storyteller should be chosen.
Awesome. Well, for this part of the activity, we're gonna be showing you guys some landmarks. The first one is Cal from Guatemala.
Yeah.
That's where I'm from. Also, well, we're just going slightly.
Yeah. Sorry about that. And so,
This is Seoul Tower, representing some of our Korean members in the ISO club. Bicentennial monument, sorry. and
nothing.
Cenote. Well, as
Yeah.
you guys saw in the video presentation, we're gonna be doing this activity, and we'll have the whole members here participating. I hope you guys fun with us. So,
So you can choose a background. You should tell us a number 1, 2, 3, 4 from what you saw, and we're gonna use that background. So let us know what you want. Put it in the comments, and if not, we're just gonna choose from those backgrounds.
like auction it off.
If you have a sentence that you want it to be in the drawing, you just should tell us, and hopefully with some luck, after we shuffle this, then your sentence will appear. Number 2, let's go.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
Seoul Tower.
Okay. Something easy to draw.
something easy to draw. Who wants to be the storyteller?
I will be the storyteller. I'll be making up a story of what
Whatever we
friends
draw.
here
Yeah.
draw. So,
And since we didn't have sentence suggestions, I guess we just draw from the box.
perfect.
Awesome. So, yeah, you two can draw.
Okay.
I'll be the connector to
Okay.
connect your ideas.
Okay.
Let me pull out a picture to have it as a reference.
It's a beautiful tower, man.
It's a beautiful tower, but
Disclaimer: we are not artists.
Oh,
Yeah,
not
this
the
flavor.
least.
Just bear with us.
Should we tell them what sentence we got?
Yeah,
sure.
Okay, so I have spirit dancing in the landmark.
Ooh, that's gonna be difficult.
I know.
I have
beautiful.
an angel appears to save the day. I can't really be on screen there. but-
Oh, a spirit and an angel. Whoa! By the way, Spirit is our mascot here in UAA, so you're gonna see it.
I have no idea.
Oh my gosh, it's okay.
How am I gonna connect these
We're all
pictures together?
struggling.
In NCO. What? I'm gonna start by drawing a tower.
As you guys can see, if you join ISO, you'll do fun activities with us like this. Also, you'll be able to participate in more events. So if you're interested, we welcome you to join.
I'm gonna grab this.
And let's see what these guys are doing over here. Oh, William, that angel is beautiful.
Show it to the camera, please.
Please show our viewers how talented you are.
Yeah, show some talent there. There you go.
So,
Aspiring Picasso.
yes. This Picasso is an upcoming artist, guys. Okay.
We're becoming artists here.
I'm like, this is freaking terrible.
You need to draw the background, bro.
Angel appears to see.
Just like draw.
Yeah, you can just draw a little stick.
Oh my god, Leo, I'm so sorry.
It's alright, it's alright, you know.
I wonder what story would you create out of this all?
We're here
I know,
to have
I'm
fun,
curious.
to judge, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
And I hope you guys are having fun with us. To be honest, this is really exciting having all of you guys watching us, sharing with you. This is what ISO is all about, sharing cultures, learning from one another. And right now, you guys learn from both Brian and Tamia. And if you get to join, you'll get to know people from different places. For example, I'm from Guatemala, another Latin American country, very close to Mexico. There are a lot of similarities, and it's fun to have you guys.
Yes. Okay, I think I'm done.
Can I see your drawing? I want to have an idea of what I'm gonna connect.
I'm sorry.
We should also make.
Your discretion is advised.
There we go.
Like,
I have to connect this idea to Will's angel drawing, so let's make something up. Oh, wait, a spirit. It's a ghost.
it shows for today.
For today, let's just draw like a little seawolf figure.
Wait, but that's actually pretty good though.
I'm just gonna draw it really quick, and I'm gonna give it some wings to fly with Daniel.
You
Daniel.
got your halo, man.
Oh yeah,
Halo.
but that's for the angel. Oh, that's awesome.
Hey.
Oh,
No, but your
I
halo
almost
so
there.
far is actually really good.
incoming shark attack. Incoming architect.
The angel saved the day.
Dang.
There you go. I don't know if you can see it clearly because the other print didn't have like color, but it's a spirit. Oh wait, wings. Oh wait. Oh, let's see. Spirit in the top of the tower. Wings saying to the angel, take me, please.
Oh,
So
you don't have fun with this.
Leo,
Oh, yeah.
order this for us. You should get over here, screw over here, and then order it for the public.
Yes, I'm so excited. Where is
Guys,
this?
what do we have here?
I don't know, man.
We have 3 beautiful pieces of art, as you guys can see, and I'll make a story from these drawings. Well, as you can see, here we have some very abstract but beautiful drawings of spirit in Korea. So, it was a normal day in Korea, South Korea, in Seoul. And then suddenly, spirit from UAA, as you guys can see, spirit, very abstract but beautiful. He went to the top of the tower and he received a message from God. Literally, he sent a messenger. He was receiving a message from Gabriel himself. Then he was spreading the word that ISO is the best club ever in UAA. You guys should join. And please, if you have it in your heart and your wallet, please donate it. Make some donations for us. Like, it really helps families, and we want to help these communities, and also we want you to be part of this together with us today. And thank you so much. It was so much fun having you guys. And guys, well done. Like, this was an amazing job.
Yeah, y'all did so good. Yeah.
Call of action. Awesome.
Yay.
We have a little slide in the prison. Okay. Well, anyways, you can join our organization if you are a UA student, either by going UA Live
and typing International Student Organization here. And we also have a Discord link.
It should be the link tree. The link tree.
You should be in the link tree.
Yes.
By the next session will be in the description, guys. So you can check it out. And we have our guest role. So you have in the guest role, you have access. If you're not from UAA, you can see our content, but that's about it. So don't miss out on our content, and hope you like it. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.